welcome to Curious Life. Today is the day that I'm resetting my life. Well, at least this is the start of me resetting my life anyway. That means we are doing a good house reset to get things back in order. We're doing a grocery and kitchen restock because I feel like being able to eat healthy food is quite an important part of a life reset. And then I'm also going to be doing some planning to try and get myself organised again. So let's get started. And as you've just seen, after only a couple of weeks ago I was talking about how it hadn't rained in months, it definitely started raining, which is good for the garden and means that when it stops raining we can get back to our garden project, but that's for another video. Right now I'm going to show you some before pictures so you can see what we're dealing with, and then we can start with the first thing, which is cleaning the fridge and restocking our groceries, because I've got a grocery delivery coming this morning. While we give the fridge a good clean and restock all of our groceries, let's talk a little bit about how we got here and why it feels like it's time for a little bit of a life reset. If you're not aware, I am doing a psychology degree at the moment, and it's been end of year assignment time for me. And for some reason this year I found this really stressful, and I ended up behind on absolutely everything. So I've spent a few weeks focusing on that and also our garden project, and that hasn't left much room for anything else. So most of our routines got dropped. I've mentioned that kind of all year I've been struggling a bit with my cleaning routines, and it just got to the point where most of them got dropped completely. The only ones we had left were the ones we always follow religiously, which is the morning and evening routine. So my weekly deep cleans were gone, and my weekly maintenance clean was gone for the last 2 weeks as well. And I also, just in the last 2 weeks, dropped my afternoon routine, most days anyway. And that's why the floor has gotten so bad. With the garden being a mud bath right now due to all the work we've got going on, and Cora, our dog, tracking this mud into the house all day, I do need to clean the floors daily. And I just haven't been able to do this the last week. But it's okay, mess is morally neutral, and I'm doing it now, and that's what is important. I think that that's something that's easy to forget. We are so used to being conditioned to feel shame when we aren't doing things perfectly, or our floors aren't vacuumed, or things aren't dusted. And whilst it is definitely good to keep your floors in your home clean, if you're struggling for whatever reason, it's not a reflection on you or who you are. It just means that you're finding things tough, or you're struggling in a different way to another person right now. And that's okay, we all have different challenges in life and we go through different periods of struggle when things are difficult. And I've been learning to accept those times, and that's what the last few weeks have been like for me. think the fact that the house isn't too messy and hasn't gotten really dirty is actually a real testament to how well our morning and evening routines keep things under control. If this had been a few years ago, before we implemented these routines, the house would have been so much worse. We would have struggled to know what to eat, every surface would have been completely full of stuff, we wouldn't have put anything away at all, and there would have been no cleaning done, until it had got to the point where it would be overwhelming. So I am very grateful that we found a regular daily routine that works for us, and it really does keep things mostly tidy and clean on a daily basis. If you're interested, I do have videos about these routines, but a quick explanation is that I follow the Fly Lady cleaning system, although I have heavily customised it so that it works for us, and the routines I'm talking about are the daily morning and evening routines. This is where you do a quick tidy, do a few chores that need doing daily, and get your clothes, your bag, and yourself ready for the following day. And it has made such a difference to my life. So that even when I've had a couple of weeks where I've not done a lot of cleaning, just doing those two routines, first thing in the morning and last thing at night, the house has stayed manageable. Anyway, shall we move on to the living room? So our living room isn't too bad. This table is our number one issue though, and it is mostly my fault. Whatever I'm working on ends up here. And I have to really fight against my own nature to put things away daily. I hate putting things away that I know I'm only going to get back out again, so it is a real struggle. But aside from just doing a quick tidy and cleaning the floors in this room, I'm not going to be doing a huge amount. I will be doing a decor refresh soon, so I'm going to be doing a deep clean in that video. And if you wanted to see how we are refreshing things for summer, then make sure you subscribe, because that will be coming in the next few weeks. So you might have noticed that I'm sweeping the rooms, and I will be vacuuming later, but I thought today I'd give them a sweep first. It's not something I do too often, but when it's really bad, I find that giving a floors a sweep before vacuuming really helps get into the corners and pick up all of the stuff that the vacuum doesn't cope with. And then it just means that vacuuming later will be much easier. So this is Alan, and Alan has been severely neglected. He's our pet mossball, and his water needs cleaning out every 2 to 4 weeks. And it feels like it's been an age since I did it, so I'm taking the time to do that today. If you're someone like me that struggles to keep houseplants alive, I definitely recommend one of these guys. They are so easy to keep, and they're really interesting. They're known as mossballs, but they're actually a form of algae, and it grows slowly in a sphere shape. And they're kind of our alternative to having fish, because those would need a lot more care. We're nearly done. I'm just going to give my desk a tidy and a good clean. This is another room that I'll be doing a zone deep clean in soon, and I will make a video on that. Actually, it's probably a good time to tell you my plan for the next few weeks. I didn't want to do an entire house deep clean and put it in one video today. I wanted to be a little bit more realistic. So that's why this is a mini reset today, where I get on top of the basics. And then I'm going to get back into my zone cleaning routine, which is a routine where you deep clean a zone in your home every week, and you keep rotating the zones. I'm planning on doing every zone, and I will be making videos on each of them so that you can join me as I get back on top of the house. So expect those videos over the next couple of months. I won't be doing one a week, because I will put other videos in between them, but it'll probably be about every other week. And then hopefully I should be back to normal, which will just be in time for uni to start again and the problem starts again. But I'm hoping that I can find my rhythm again, and next year it won't be quite so much of a problem. And we're done. I'm just going to do some planning with a coffee and show you the after pictures. Oh, and right at the end of the video you can see the state of my floors again about 10 minutes after I mopped them. But that is what outside projects does to a home. Thank you so much for watching. If we haven't met yet, I'm Issa and I make intentional living videos with my wife Blaze. And I am in the mood for some deep cleaning, so that's going to be my focus for a few weeks. Anyway, I will see you next week. I hope you have a lovely day.